I have a yellow line on my chart at dollars. That is my 12-month target price. All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom. This is not financial advice. We're here to talk about all things investing. And today I want to talk to you about a company called ViacomCBS, stock ticker VIAC. This is a multimedia conglomerate company. These guys have reach all around the globe. This is a stock I'm very excited about. It's been massively undervalued versus its peers. So what I want to do is just go through what they do, talk about their valuation, and I'm going to focus on one aspect of their business, which is their streaming services, because I believe that is the future of this business. That is where the growth is going to come in, and that is what is not yet priced into this stock at all, in my opinion. For a major company, this stock has one of the lowest PE ratios in the market. Let's just take a look at their website and see who they are and what they do. This is the website, ViacomCBS. So they go on to say, we have a global reach of more than 4.3 billion subscribers across more than 180 countries. These guys have one of the broadest global reaches of any company in the world. Their direct competition are companies like Disney is probably the most direct competition they have, although Disney, you will see, has a market cap of 15 times the size of this company. Disney Plus is way ahead of CBS's streaming service, which is called Paramount Plus. But that is growing, and that's what I want to talk about today. So across all of what they do, they reach more than half the people on the planet. Their streaming services are just getting going. It's early days in that part of the business, and the room for growth there makes me very excited about the stock valuation of this company. So before I go further, I want to explain that the three pieces of their puzzle basically tie in together, and they all lead, in my opinion, to their streaming business going forward. By having all of these media assets in the realm of television, they create a massive amount of unique content. So that is one of the core aspects in streaming. You need unique content. You can see that Netflix, which also has a valuation of 10 times the size of this company. They have created a lot of original content, and that is the core to their business. So Viacom has already this giant piece of their puzzle creating original content. In addition to that, ViacomCBS also owns Paramount Pictures. So these guys have been making movies since pretty much the beginning. This is one of the big movie studios in the world over the last 50 years. So this gives people a lot of reasons to join their streaming service. The more unique content and the more content in total, that's setting them up nicely to compete, in my opinion, with the big guns in this streaming industry. With Viacom owning CBS, Showtime, all of the cable networks that it owns, and a major motion picture studio, they are set up to be one of the top 3 or 4 streaming companies in the world. Like they said, they already have a reach of over 4 billion people across all of their platforms. However, their streaming services are just getting up and running. So I want to take a look at that and show you what's happening there. Okay, this is a little graphic they have on their website under Investor Relations, accelerating our global streaming momentum. So streaming revenue as of the second quarter of 2021 is up 92% year over year. So I just want to take one step back and describe, they actually have 3 streaming platforms. They have a streaming platform called Pluto TV. That is free streaming with advertising. So that's a revenue stream, and we'll go through. That is growing quickly. They also have Paramount Plus, which is their online subscription service. That's set up more like a Netflix or an Amazon Prime, where that is subscription driven. And then obviously they have Showtime. So if I go through this graphic, you'll see that in 2020, they had $513 million in streaming revenue between Pluto and Paramount. In the second quarter of 2021, which is the last quarter that they reported, they had $983 million, which represents a 92% year-over-year improvement. So as people look at this company, their total revenue has only been growing in the 3 to 5% range, and they look like a stagnant company. But in reality, they have a streaming service, which is the future of this company, no doubt, that is growing at a monster growth rate, 92% year over year is astronomical, and their projections are to continue along this path. If we take a look at Paramount Plus, which I think is going to end up being the main asset of this company, right now they increased their subscriptions year over year 82%. Their subscription revenue was $481 million in Q2 2021. They added 6.5 million new subscribers in Q2, which was their biggest number of any quarter yet history to date. They continue to increase their growth at an increasing rate. They have now 42 million subscribers. So the giant players in this arena have more like 200 million subscribers. So they have a long way to go. But as you can see, their growth rate is fast. They then have Pluto TV. So you'll see here advertising. So Pluto TV is an advertising-based platform. It's free to the consumer, and ViacomCBS makes their money through ad revenue, just like TV worked, and I guess still works. Pluto TV is the same thing. It's just streaming. They went from Q2 of 2020 of $248 million of revenue to Q2 of 2021 of $502 million of revenue. So that's a 102% increase year over year. Pluto has 52 million subscribers, and they added 2.8 million subscribers in the last quarter. So you can see that their streaming services are growing very fast. So I want to show you a chart from their second quarter investor presentation. This is a breakdown of their revenue as a company, and I want to focus on the 3 months ended June 30th, 2021, which is this year versus last year. If you look at streaming services, which we just talked about is broken down between advertising and subscriptions, in the second quarter of 2020, those two put together were $513 million, which represented about 8% of the over $6 billion in revenue they had in that quarter. 1 year later, they now have $983 million of streaming revenue, and that represents almost 15% of the $6.5 billion of revenue that they had in Q2 of 2021. This company has multiple streams of revenue. So they have advertising revenue through their regular television, which was $2 billion. They have affiliate revenue, which is the distribution of all of their channels throughout cable and satellite. They then have their streaming, which we just talked about. And then they have theatrical. And you will see in 2020, their theatrical revenue was $3 million. Now, obviously, the theaters were shut down last year. This year, their theatrical revenue for the quarter is $134 million. So that is a big improvement, but still very small. That represents one movie, A Quiet Place 2, which is another franchise that they have that is quite successful. Right now, A Quiet Place 2 is the fourth highest grossing movie domestically in the United States in the year 2021. So Paramount is still putting out top grossing movies. And next year, they have Top Gun, Mission Impossible, as well as many other releases planned. So I would say their theatrical revenue is probably going to be at least 5x, maybe 10x what it is right now. So that will not continue at that growth rate. That more represents a move back to business as usual. You know, the last 2 years have been unusual circumstances. So as people gravitate back to the movies, those numbers should return to a more normal place. And in fact, right now, Paramount, based on this ViacomCBS situation, with their streaming services, they're actually set to be able to spend more money, make more movies, because they're going to get more direct revenue from each movie they make, not just from the box office, but by being able to offer them as unique content on their streaming service. I would expect their theatrical portion of their business to be growing significantly as well. So I just want to go through a few things real quickly and I'll wrap this up. So if we take a look right now, we're at early trading hours here on September 22nd, Wednesday. We're at $39.83. So under 40 is where I'm looking to add to Viacom. I don't know how much longer it's going to stay under 40. If the market has a little pullback and this gets dragged back with it, I think this is a phenomenal price point. Again, this is not financial advice. I am telling you what I'm doing with this company. I think this is a great buying opportunity for Viacom right now. And you can see at this price, they are only a $25 billion market cap. So a lot of who I think are their peers, although they're not direct apples to apples, if you look at the Netflix income statement, it is virtually the same as ViacomCBS. They have virtually the same amount of total revenue. They have virtually the same amount of net income. The only difference is, if I go over here to Netflix, you'll see that they have a $253 billion market cap, and they are trading at a 59 PE ratio, whereas Netflix had a $250 million market cap and a PE ratio of 59. Viacom is 1/10 the market cap at $25 billion, and their PE is at about 7. Right now, Viacom is being priced as an old, mature company that will not have any more growth, and it's a dividend stock. So I think people are missing the picture. There has been a major shift in what ViacomCBS is doing. Their move to streaming, I think, is on track within the next 5 years to be 50+% of their revenue. I don't think they are pricing in the streaming aspect of what's going on here at all. So taking a very quick look at the chart, this has been basically trading between $37 and $47. So at under $40, I feel that this is a good value. I think an easy target price, it's been $47 very recently. I have a yellow line on my chart at $60. That is my 12-month target price. And again, this is not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball. That's how I'm reading the numbers. I'm looking for this to go to $60 sometime in the next 12 months. So please do your own due diligence, and hopefully this helps get you started if you are interested in ViacomCBS. So that's all I have for now, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.